Today, we talk about the bad contract for each team in NHL for the upcoming season 2021 and 2022. So don't go nowhere. Here we go. This is your hockey coach guru, Coach Frenchy, back in the booth. Today we are in the Predators locker room, and we're going to talk about the bad contract in NHL for the upcoming season. We're going to go one by one for each team. And please, before we start, I would like to invite you, don't forget to subscribe to the Hockey Nation Live Show if you are a first time. If you're already in, we appreciate, we are really grateful to having you inside of our family. And then secondly, I would like to invite you, please, if you like this video, click on the likes. And finally, if you have any comments, if you agree or disagree about this video, please don't hesitate to put this below this video. So let's dive in right away about the bad contract in NHL 2021-2022. Here we go. The first team is the Buffalo Sabres. And the bad contract, of course, it is Jeff Skinner, $9 million. He's 29 years old. This is carry on until 2027. This is a really bad contract, one of the worst in NHL. The Seattle Kraken there. Now, I'll be honest with you, I could go on different ways with this. And the reason why I said this one for Schwartz is because it's the longevity of this contract. We talk about a big 5 years and a $5.5 million. Wember, it was another one I was a little bit worried, but it's still only 3 years. So for me, at that moment, Schwartz, he become the one for the Seattle Kraken. For the next team, we talk about the Anaheim Ducks. I go with Jeff Silverberg. And the reason why I go with Jeff is this. He's a $5.3 million. He's until for the next 3 years. He's already 30 years old. But the way he produced for the last 2 years, I think that's the reason I mentioned this. And of course, Anaheim is now targeting more rebuilding the team. So they have a lot of low contract. The next team, the Columbus Blue Jackets. For them, I go with Patrick Laine. You know the story about him. $7.5 million right now for 1 more year. He's become an RFA again. He's 23 years old. But again, with 10 goals last year, we cannot say that. This is 1 more year finally for the big contract of Piquet Subban, $9 million. And he's already 32 years old, but Devil's going to be letting go after that for sure. The Detroit, this is not the first time, right? Nelson signed a big contract at $5.2 million with the Red Wings a couple of years ago. Already 37 years old. Is good for and 1 more year. The problem with him, he never been the player or the expectation Detroit was expect for him, never reached that level, to be honest with you. The San Jose Sharks, of course, we have to go with a defenseman, Erik Karlsson. 11.5 guys, again, for 5 more years at 31 years old. Bad contract. For the Los Angeles Kings, I go with a goaltender, Jonathan Quick. This could be a little bit different, to be honest with you. You can go with other players like Dustin Brown. But again, 35 years old, he carried on another big amount, over $5 million, still more 2 years. I think Jonathan struggled for the last 2 years at least, and I don't think so. He's going to be better for the next 2. For me, is a bad contract. For the Vancouver Canucks, this was not easy, guys, but because, honestly, Larson just came back from the Arizona Coyotes, a trade with Garland, at $7.2 million until the next 6 years. He's 30 years old. My problem with this contract, guys, he did not do anything for the last 2 years. Can he get better with Vancouver? We're going to see that, but right now is a bad one. Matt Murray, 6.2 for the next 3 years, 27 years old. The problem, he did not do well with Ottawa. I'm not sure he's going to be better over there, but a big contract right now for Ottawa. For the Chicago, this was a bit different for me. Why, coach? Because it could be with a little bit with a forward, but I think, they had at that moment at $4.5 million, 1 more year to go, 30 years old. It's another player for me. He never reached that level of hockey, to be honest with you. The Calgary Flames is the next team right now is coming. And for them is, of course, it's Milan Lucic. Lucic is $5.2 million for 2 more years. He's 33 years old. Again, another player who have a difficult time since he got this contract. and he got traded for the Edmonton to them. Philadelphia, who this one was really where I was a little bit concerned about that team. My point here is like Hayes is a big contract at $7.1 million, 29 years old for at least 5 more years. The problem with this contract, guys, is because he never produced a lot at over 50 points. He's really go there lower at 50 points. And for $7 million, it's a lot of money there. Ken Giroux can also be a problem there, possible. But I think for me, it was him at that moment at $7.1 million is the problem there. Atkinson could be another one, but I was not sure. Dallas Star, look, nothing against the player. He's been a great hockey player before, but $9.5 million for the next 4 years at 32 years old. I think Ben never going to be the same Ben he was before. Rangers, this is another team where I was not sure, but Trouba, $8 million guy for 5 more years at 27 years old. He need to get better if he want to get a better contract to give at least this, flip this contract. The St. Louis Blues, guys, Tarasenko, $7.5 million, 2 more years, 29. The problem, injuries the last 2 years, did not score a lot, and is concerned right now, can he get traded? I'm not sure, but right now it's a bad contract for the St. Louis Blues. The next one is the Winnipeg Jets, just came back for the trade for the Vancouver Canucks for him. $6 million for 4 more years at 30 years old. I don't know, guys. This is a lot expensive for me, to be honest with you, for the Winnipeg Jet. I don't know if we can one day to reach that kind of expectation. The Nashville Predators, all about Matt Duchene, guys. $8 million, 5 more years, 30 years old. Bad. David Poile have a lot of problem with contract. Remember Carl Duris. Edmonton, I go with Koskinen. Duncan Keith could be another one over there, but Koskinen got $4.5 million as a backup number 2. 1 more year to go, but still 33 years old. It's a bad contract for me. Keith was someone I was thinking about, but right now I have to go with Koskinen at that moment. The Boston Bruins, this one, Charlie Corey, $5.2 million, 5 more years, 29 years old, did not deliver last year what he's supposed to be. Would be interesting what he's going to do for the upcoming season. The Minnesota Wild, they just signed Kolikoski. I think $5 million was too much at 36. And after they buy out Sutter, I don't get it, to be honest with you. Too much money for him. The Vegas Dadonov, $5 million, 2 more years to go. Got from Ottawa, 32 years old. Bad year last season. Did a pretty good with Panthers, but still, I think it's too much for me. Bobrovsky, we know the story. $10 million for 5 more years. 32 years old. Did not do well since he signed a contract with Florida. Bad contract. The Pittsburgh Penguins, Mike Madison, not a bad year this year, be honest with you, a little bit better what the expert was expect from him, but still at $4.8 million. Not the amount, but more for me is the longevity of this contract. 5 more years. Madison is not a great on the defensive, we know already, so bad contract. The Toronto Maple Leafs, this one, listen, it's not about the players, it's just because he still have 4 more years to go. He's 30 years old, $11 million. Do well last year, be honest with you, but still, is the longevity and with the amount is a problem for me. And that's the reason I put Tavares at that moment for the Toronto Maple Leafs. For the Carolina Hurricanes, I have to go with Gardiner. Bad signature, honestly, $4 million for 2 more years, 31 years old. They never deliver what the people at Carolina was expect, and he is what he is. Eric Johnson, guys, I really believe is the injuries around him put him at that way. At $6 million, 2 more years to go, 33 years old. His best days in NHL is over for me, and I think it's too much at $6 million, to be honest with you. For the Tampa Bay Lightning, look, this was not an easy one. And I will tell you why I put him, Rand McDonald. Honestly, it's just the longevity of the contract. 5 more years. He's going to be 37 years old. $6.7 million. Not next year. Maybe not the second year. But after that, it's going to be not great. So I have to put Tampa Bay with McDonald a bad contract at that moment. For the Washington Capitals, I have to go honestly with Kuznetsov at $7.8 million, another 4 years to go, 29 years old. did well prior last season, and I'm not sure what kind of player we will expect for him. The Montreal Canadiens, Carey Price. Look, Carey Price, it's not because he's a bad goaltender. We know what he did last season with the playoff ride. It's because he's going to be this contract, 10.5 for 5 more years. He's going to be 38 years old. His best days are over for me, also for him. It's not going to be not this year and the following year, but after that, it's going to be a really heavy contract for the Montreal Canadiens. The New York Canadiens, 1 more year to go. Komarov at $3 million, a center, played 34 line, 34. That's maybe the bad contract for the Canadiens. And finally, for that reason, Coyotes, they pick up all the bad contract. Andrew Land at $5.5 million, 2 more years to go, 35 years old. I think for him, I consider this as a bad contract, to be honest with you. That's conclude the video of the bad contract overpriced. We can say that under the way. But hopefully you enjoy it. If you like it, please don't forget to click on the likes. If you disagree or agree with me, tell me what you think. Give me some comments. And finally, if you are not subscribed, I invite you to subscribe. And also subscribe to the Facebook page. We give you all the update around the league. And finally, of course, you have greatness inside of you. Have an amazing, great day, everybody. I look forward to see you for the next video of the Hockey Nation Live Show. Bonne journée, mes amis. On vous souhaite une très belle journée. On se revoit un peu plus tard pour une autre vidéo de Hockey Nation Live Show.